I've seen this question a whole lot over the comments of the last few videos, and I finally decided to make a video about it. Why is RJ Harvey not signed his rookie deal? What's going on, Broncos country? Welcome into the Broncos Breakdown by Chat Sports. My name is Moose. We're going to talk about it today because there is a legitimate reason why RJ Harvey and the remainder of most of the second-round picks in the 2025 NFL draft class have gone unsigned. So is there a cause for concern? Is it because everybody has just decided to stand together against the collective bargaining agreement and say, we're not going to take less than what we deserve? Sorta, kinda. I'll explain here in just a little bit. But before we get to that, out of all the Broncos rookies, let me know who you are most excited to see. And twofold, if you haven't already, like the video. It's like taking your shoes off when you walk into someone's house. It's just polite and helps grow the channel. If I had to give my answer right now, I would say it's got to be RJ. Between RJ Harvey and Jayden Barron for sure, but I would probably give the slight nod to RJ Harvey. All right, so let's talk about it. Adam Schefter came out with this on June 27th and basically just kind of unfolded why the second-round draft picks have basically gone unsigned. Heading into the weekend in less than a month from training camp, only 2 of the NFL's 32 second-round draft picks have signed. Deals have stalled over whether or not contracts will be fully guaranteed. The only 2 2025 second-round picks now signed are Cleveland's Carson Schwesinger and Houston's Jayden Higgins. And by the way, I looked and I checked. Both of those got fully guaranteed contracts. Higgins and Schwesinger. Here's what John Heath wrote about the Broncos rookie salaries. The collective bargaining agreement between league owners and the NFL Players Association has set a salary incoming expectation for rookies based on where they are picked. That's that's not news. Everybody knows this. But there are no restrictions on what percentage of the salary can be guaranteed. So while we know the total amount that Barron will get, which is $18 million, and what RJ Harvey will receive, which is $7.35 million, the final details, such as the guaranteed money, are still being ironed out. So let's go back to Jayden Higgins and Carson Schwesinger for a second. Obviously, these are guys that were picked not that much higher than RJ Harvey was. Higgins was a second-round pick from the Texans, second pick overall in the second round. He was a third-team All-American in 2024 and got that $11.7 million contract fully guaranteed. And looking back at his time at Iowa State, he was really good. Really, really good. His last season in 2024 was outstanding. And I remember watching that Big 12 championship game that he played in, and he was kind of non-existent for a while. But Arizona State just kind of mopped the floor with Iowa State. I'm digressing. Here is the main point that you need to know. The guaranteed money is where everybody is stuck, right? All of the agents of all of these players, I'm sure, have come together and said, well, if those 2 guys got guaranteed money, why can't the next few picks get the guaranteed money? And then I'm sure it's the trickle-down effect. You start to see more and more players say, well, why can't I get guaranteed money? And they're like at the very end of round 2. Does that make sense? It's not a huge deal. It's going to all work out. They are going to sign their, contracts. It's just a matter of what percentage of their contract is going to end up fully guaranteed. So let's go to Schwesinger for a second. Another player that I'm not entirely sure why he got this fully guaranteed contract. You don't see linebackers usually getting this kind of money. It's just the way that the game has kind of shifted. More coverage linebackers rather than, attacking the quarterback because now there's an edge rusher position. So I'm not worried about RJ Harvey signing his deal. I am a little slightly concerned that Harvey's going to look at it and say, I want my full guaranteed contract, all of that money fully guaranteed, or else I'm not, you know what I'm saying? But that's not because of RJ Harvey being a bad person. That's just him looking out for his money, which we all have the right to do. I mean, football and professional sports are really the only professions that I know outside of like sales where you don't really have a fully guaranteed salary. You have a base and then you have a bunch of incentives, just like in sales where you work off of commission. Every single other profession that I know of has a fully guaranteed salary. And why am I not super worried about RJ Harvey actually signing it? Well, because 2 guys from 2024, Caleb Williams and Rome Odunze, just so happens that they play for the Chicago Bears, both waited until the last day before training camp started to officially sign their rookie contracts. So, and these were first-round picks. Caleb Williams was number 1 overall, and Rome was number 9. So I'm not worried about RJ getting his deal signed. Same with Jahdae Barron. I'm not concerned about it. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of over the next week or two, they have to come to an agreement on the guaranteed money. But if you are ready to see RJ Harvey suit up, do me a favor. Spam those 37s. I'm so excited to watch this guy play. Can't wait to see what kind of damage he can do on the field. And I know you are too. So do me a favor. I want to see as many as possible. Spam 37 in the comment section down below. Now, how about this? I decided to take the latter half of this episode and talk to you about the best case scenarios for RJ Harvey in his rookie year and the worst case scenarios. Now, before I get into that, make sure, my friends, that you are getting the deal of the summer. This Broncos jersey is 35% off. It's in midnight black. It's got that sweet elastic fabric that kind of contours to your body type but doesn't make you too hot or too snug. It's perfect for not only the NFL football season, but for this summer when you're going out on the town, hanging out with friends, or whatever it is you do. So I made it super simple for you. It was $49.99. It's now $29.24. I put this link in the comment section down below, and you can use it to start shopping this specific item or any other Fanatics items today. Chatsports.com/Broncos jersey. So let's talk more about RJ Harvey. Obviously, had an unreal collegiate career. That doesn't need to be said. We've said it a bunch. We know what he was able to do at UCF. The focal point of that UCF offense. Now, a lot of people have come and asked, well, who is his comp? His current day NFL comp? Well, that's Bucky Irving. And again, it's one of those things where can he be a little bit more of a compact, faster version of Bucky Irving? Yes, absolutely. And the reason I think Harvey gets the Irving comp is because Irving showed the ability to not only do it on the ground, but also as the season progressed, showed his really reliable hands, which Baker Mayfield then used, obviously, heading into the playoffs. So Irving is one of those players that I believe fits the mold of what RJ Harvey can model his game after. But notice I said model, not imitate, because RJ Harvey is faster than Bucky Irving. North to south, he's got a full second and a half on Irving in the 40-yard dash. So when you get RJ Harvey in open space, good luck keeping up with him. He runs a 4.4. And I know there's been a lot of people that have talked about, RJ Harvey's burst and how it needs to be a little bit quicker. Look, again, it's one of those things where I view it as if he can show me that he can find the patience to exploit different holes while he's in the shotgun formation or in a single back formation, and he can show reliable hands, I'm not worried about how fast he gets to the hole. Because Le'Veon Bell was known for this. Didn't have great burst at all, but once he was patient enough to find his hole, he almost always found it and gained extra yards. So what's the best case scenario for RJ Harvey? Well, in my opinion, just for his rookie season, not for his career, he would have a slightly better season than Bucky Irving did, and he would make the all-rookie team. That's the best case scenario. But, we have to talk about the good with the bad. You can't just talk about the good and not bring up the bad, so let's talk about the worst case scenario. And there is one player that I believe, if it didn't work out for RJ Harvey and he took a little bit more time to develop, that he would end up becoming a little bit more like, and that's Jaylen Warren. Who is currently the Steelers' RB2. And by the way, not a bad running back, too. I feel like a lot of people are going to see this comparison and they're going to say, this is disrespectful. Well, for an RB2, Jaylen Warren is not that bad. He had 511 yards on the ground and over 300 receiving yards last year. Now, he didn't find the end zone hardly at all. In fact, he only found it once. But remember, he was the backup to Najee Harris. He wasn't the focal point of that offense. And that's why I say it's the worst case scenario. Because in the event that RJ Harvey just doesn't click for whatever reason, if it's a field vision problem, if it's a timing problem, if it's a can't adjust to the athleticism and the speed of the game problem, then you would have something that kind of ends up like this, which is around 800 yards from scrimmage, a touchdown or two, and a clear backup to J.K. Dobbins year one. Now, notice I said a clear backup. I believe that the way that Sean Payton runs his offense, you're going to see an amalgamation, a rotation of running back scenarios, different packages for different players. But in the event that it doesn't work out, Harvey becomes like a Jaylen Warren and becomes a clear number 2 to J.K. Dobbins. Which, again, if that's the worst case scenario, you've got bigger fish to fry, my friend, because that's not the worst possible thing on this earth. All right, I realize it was a long episode. And if you made it to the very end, do me a favor, type those me's in the comment section down below. By the way, we are less than 40 subscribers away from hitting our next milestone of 37,000. We literally have only 39 more subscribers. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you later on today for our Broncos Live, which airs every Tuesday, 4 p.m. Central Time, 3 p.m. Mountain Time. Almost got my times mixed up there. And as always, be cool.